And we're live for the May the 4th week and Bad Batch building chat build and sort show. So super pumped, and we will give it a few minutes for everybody to join in. But again, thank you so much for everybody joining. I've got two little builds as we chat, and I am just super pumped for Bad Batch. And as I promised, so again, for those on the replay, thank you so much. But I promised once I hit 50 subscribers, not that I'm necessarily counting, although it's nice. It's nice to have a couple subscribers at least, that I would build and break open the Clone Trooper Battle Pack set number 7913. So this thing, this is like a fine wine of battle packs. It's amazing. It's meant to fight against the Mandalorian battle pack, which I have. And it features an ARF trooper, clone trooper, and a little bomb squad. So two of those troopers. So it's amazing. I really like it's kind of a smaller bark speeder. It'll be interesting to see the size versus the 501st. I'm assuming this one's probably a little bit smaller. The other one seemed a little bit scaled up. And it sounds like we're going to get another bark speeder with the Bad Batch shuttle, which has been leaked but still isn't fully announced. So that's exciting that those are coming up. So the other set, so before I'm gonna let the live stream kind of kick in before I build this. So I'll set that aside. I have some other troopers kind of waiting for me. But I do wanted to get a quick, I pretty much, the reason I do the reviews on my channel, I can't believe it. I think I'm getting close to 100 review videos. It's just pretty insane because I've only been doing this for a few months. Well, maybe it's been 6 months. Yeah, I mean, technically I consider myself like December. I was kind of messing around in November, so really December through now. So yeah, I guess I've been doing it 6 months. But the set I wanted to do was, and I hope some people were able to get, was because you had to go in person to get this, or I don't think ordering from Lego would automatically do this, but it's the Imperial Shuttle. One of the things I want to do, because this is just a poly bag, so it's just worth a couple bucks, and I'm not a huge poly bag ship guy. I usually scrap these for parts. But one of the things I really want to do potentially is maybe modify this into a microfighter. So I'm thinking of taking this shuttle style and going back here with the Krennic shuttle right there. So be on the lookout. So next week, I think his review is next week. So that one's baked and ready to go next week. So it'll be post all the May the 4th festivities. There's just so much going on. I've noticed, I did a couple, double check this afternoon on the just my active subscriptions. Everybody's like, I'm doing May the 4th live stream, building R2D2. I'm building the cantina. I'm building whatever. So it's been pretty fun to see the generation of activity. So hopefully we will soon have a few more people jumping on so I can start building. And so this set number is 30388, the Imperial Shuttle. I'm going to get building. If people jump on, they jump on. So sorry about the crackling of the poly bag. Here we go. Instructions are all folded up and crazy like. So it's just a one pager. So 2 sides, 1 pager, just like that. That's a pretty big fin for such a small ship. All right. And Andy's in the house. So hello, hello. Hope you are doing well. I hope you're gearing up for Bad Batch. I know you like clones. You've done some mocks. Maybe I'll keep the polybag intact for just the video. There we go. So first, Andy, I'm going to start out with the, this is the Lego store shuttle. I wonder if they still have any. They're probably sold out, I'm assuming by now. I was really shocked. There was a line out the door for at the Lego store, which was pretty wild. But, and I think we talked about it, Andy, that I was able to score the cantina. I can't believe it. I wasn't really prepared to spend over $300. I kind of was. I was I was prepared to, on the May 4th promo. I was prepared to spend my $85 or $90, maybe $100 or whatever. And then they're like, "Yeah, we have cantinas available." I'm like, "You have the cantina like right now?" And he's like, "Yeah, there's only 2 left." So I literally ran over there. My son was with me. I'm like, "Just go over in the Minecraft section quick. Go pick out a figure." And ran over and grabbed the cantina. And then there was another guy who came in maybe like 5 minutes after me and was like, "You guys have any cantinas?" And there's like, "There's 1 more left." And he grabbed it. So I think they had like 6 cantinas that they sold just at my store. So you think about that. They have, I don't know how many Lego stores there are. I think there's at least 80 to 100 of them across the country. If they all got, even if they all averaged like 10 of them, that's like $20 or $30,000 in cantinas that they sold. And then I'm sure they probably got at least a couple hundred or maybe 1,000 of them online. So yeah, no, I wasn't. I've been kind of saving. I wasn't really there. I was actually expecting to buy it more like June, July. So, but thanks, Andy. I've been talking about it for a long time. Ever since it came out, I'm like, ooh, because I'm a budget buyer, so I usually need to kind of like save for everything. And I did use some VIP points, not much. I used like $50 off so I could kind of keep it down to, it was still like $330 with tax. So what can you do? It's going to be worth it. I can't believe how big and heavy this thing is. Oh my God. It is heavy. They've currently got that thing just packed in there. But I want to build this so bad. We'll be doing some live streams, I think. So, and I've been on the pick a brick wall. I've been getting tons of tan brick. So I've got those are all angled, and then in here I've got all those like tan wedges. What else? So, and then I think they have a lot of tan 1x in there too that I've been grabbing. So a lot of building. Actually, my next build outside of this one is probably going to be Vader's castle. I need to build that. I'm real excited about that. So, Andy, have you built your shuttle yet? Let me know in the chat. That was pretty exciting. As I start my building process here. Yes. I know. I kind of want to get multiple of them. I kind of wish I could drop another $100 and get that too, because I would want to buy another 501st battle pack, the $20 the dueling microfighters, so that'd be 50, and then I think there's get like two other battle packs. I think I would hit it again, but I don't know. I have to chill. I'm over budget. Oh, very cool. Getting a couple done per day. Yeah, I've got to kind of think of how I'm going to do this cantina because streaming and building at the same time is difficult. It's going to be slow, so maybe I just do specific bags, maybe like hey, cantina bag number, boom, 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 something along those lines. Um, but man, it's the cantina for me. It really is a grail because I really my thing is figures and my other thing is building buildings. I love doing buildings because you have to house the minifigures, right? Like ships are tough because not all the ships can actually hold a lot of minifigures. So you end up displaying it's difficult. So most of my ships I usually use towards material for buildings. So that's what happens. But now I have one of the I missed the Hoth set. So outside of the Hoth set, which wasn't very accurate, and the other Grail set that's retired would be the Ewok Village. That's really the set that one would be my other Grail set. Would be Ewok's Village. Um, Jabba's Palace too. Those I would love to get my hands on. And those are tough because those are getting harder and harder to get. And I don't think they're going to, just with the controversy, I don't see them releasing much of those again. So that may be one I find I kind of keep my eyes open for a deal. I think that's the only way I'm going to acquire those. But for now, I just have to enjoy the fact that I have the cantina, which I'm happy. And I actually, I do need to chill on the buying a little bit. I have a ton of sets from growing up that I needed to sort through and build. So I know I'll probably do some pirate stuff coming up in September, because that's actually Talk Like a Pirate month. So I might as well kind of jump on the pirate, the pirate bandwagon. Yeah, I'll definitely do some streams for sure. I just got to plan it out a little bit. I should probably watch somebody else's to see how the bags all kind of play out, um, and set it up. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. The figures, God, they're just so good. Um, but that said, I so September I want to make the pirate month. I'm wondering maybe potentially making like doing a like castle, maybe kind of like August, and then July, maybe July make like a space month. I don't know. Got to figure something out. Want to do kind of like a monthly calendar with stick to some themes. I do have, at some point need to do some mock building. The cantina is going to probably take me a month if I'm streaming, which is good. So, all right, make sure I'm doing this right. Andy, did you end up doing anything for May the 4th, or did you just kind of stay chill with the shuttle? When I when I redeemed my VIP points, even though I spent $50 in points, I almost am back up for because of double VIP really makes a huge difference. All right, let's see. Make sure I'm doing this right. A whole lot of white brick in this poly. Doesn't look too bad. You building anything tonight? Ah, very good. And that was enough to get the points because the shuttle was 60, right? 60 and 20. Did you get the like Millennium Falcon microfighter to go with that? Or do they just give it to you? Yeah, I've like debated on the Imperial shuttle. Part of me wants it, but part of me is a little apprehensive uh, to getting it. Put that up here because I have all the figures, you know. So while I think the build is okay, I don't need the figures. I may regret missing it because obviously from a price standpoint, you'll never see an Imperial shuttle probably that good because it's decent, right? It's a good build. And actually, everybody that I've seen live stream the Imperial shuttle has always said that they're surprised at how good it is. Like of course the front isn't perfect, but if you angle it, um, oh, okay, so it's $69. Okay, so yeah. So that's actually a perfect way to go. So good job. Yep. Double VIP, so that pumped your points up. So that way you can kind of hold tight for other things. Um, but with what everybody's saying on the shuttle is that they're really surprised at how good it is because it's really sturdy. It's just a really good build. Um, it's really just the really picky people that are complaining. It's a so I've thought like, I really should get that shuttle, but this was kind of my chance. I kind of missed my chance if I was gonna get it. I think. I think because it's gonna be a while before I can spend over $100. I am I am happily tapped out for a little while. Now I just have to enjoy, savor it. I mean, I have a pretty good backlog. The Vader's Castle is going to take me a while too. Part of it is I have a whole bunch. I have Garmadon's Volcanic Lair and a bunch of other Marvel sets and stuff that I have to break those down so I have somewhere to put the Vader's Castle. Then I can work on the Cantina. So yeah, that'll probably be what I do. And then I've got a ton of space. So yeah, maybe May through June will be all Star Wars. It'll be Vader's Castle and the Cantina is likely going to be the plan. Maybe a couple mocks in between. One of the things I want to do is build like little, almost like little, kind of like little showpieces, like just parts of buildings, like little scenes, just for like a particular, like the 501st or some of the clones, like some of these guys, like, just create like a little scene for these. I mean, that's a made up clone. Yeah. Oh, you do? Oh, you don't have it. Yeah, yeah. Me neither. So I think that's where that shuttle, for people who didn't get the UCS or, yeah, I mean, or just missed some of the other shuttles, it's pretty good compared to the other shuttles. The other shuttles are they break apart. So it's not as like, it's not like we probably play. We do more display than play, but it's sturdy. You can at least swoosh it around a little bit. All right. We have the base shuttle all set. There's that, just like this. The light's kind of blocking a little bit. The polybag's this has a better front. Yeah, if there's a set, that would have been another good option for double VIP. Amazon has had deals on it before. I think that's why I got it originally, was because A, I knew it was on the market for a while, and then B, I think it was 20% off, so I grabbed it. Yeah. So, yeah, I've had it for a while too. I really need to build it. Let's see. But I'd recommend it. Again, I'm a fan of it because of you get I really like buildings. Anytime there's a building, that's what I'm in. And I have limited space, so I'm gonna leave it right over there for now. But then I want to build up like almost like a clone factory or something like or like we're TIE fighters and kind of house all of my microfighters because I've got like 8 microfighters that are TIE fighters. So, and who knows if Lego puts out more, I'm gonna need more space. Um, so just create like a TIE fighter production facility and then like a droid shop and kind of like build it across like that. And actually, what I want to do is make sure that it's kind of like I can make it swappable. So I can like swap it if I don't want something, I can kind of take it off and I can store it somewhere and I could put another one in its place. Kind of do fun scenes like that. And obviously I've got the final duel, so that'll be kind of like a showpiece, and then Vader's castle will be another showpiece. So I've got all these like backdrops. I've got Snoke's throne room. Um, those are the kind of the sets that I like. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the cantina. Maybe I'll make like a cantina level, where it's just like the cantina is like the bottom level, and like the top level it becomes more and more evil. This is like the underground. I don't know. It'd take a lot of brick, so anything can happen. This is interesting. I guess that's pretty balanced. Right. There's one wing. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how I end up doing it. I do want to build around, and I actually also have um I have two of the Desert Skiffs and Sarlacc pit sets. Um, I do have I do have a sand speeder too, or Luke's land speeder. So I've got all of those pieces to kind of add it in. Plus I have Obi-Wan's hut. So I could really, with a little bit of tan brick. Yes. I don't know if I'm gonna stay up late because it'll be like 2 a.m. Um, I think wouldn't it be 3 a.m. your time? So I'll probably wake up early. I think I'm gonna go to bed and just wake up early and watch it. I took off from work tomorrow morning, so I'm not working tomorrow morning. But I stayed up late last night, so I'm kind of out of it. So I was bad. I should have gone to sleep on time. What can you do? So, but for sure, watching Bad Batch as soon as I wake up or can. So, I'm sure the internet's going to be buzzing. I mean, everybody's like, "Who's that girl that they run into?" I think it's Omega. I think is her name. And like, what happens with Crosshair? Because part of the leaks with the Bad Batch shuttle is that Crosshair is in an Imperial outfit. So, does he cross over and then is he fight with his own group? Did he do that on purpose to make it look like he's turned, but he's not? Like, who knows? I don't really know much of the story, so it'll be real interesting to see how this all plays out. There's a lot of really interesting storylines happening. Like I'm hearing more and more about how like the Mandalorian piece and just how whacked out the Emperor was. Um, there's a possibility. I don't know if they would pull this off. My guess is probably not, but there's a possibility that at the end of Mandalorian season 2, that wasn't really Luke Skywalker. I should probably Andy, have you seen Mandalorian before I go any further and ruin it for you? I should do spoiler alert. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it first thing in the morning. Good deal. Yeah, so spoiler alert. May want to fast forward, but like it's very possible that that wasn't Luke Skywalker. I know it looked like Luke Skywalker, but if you notice, he didn't say Jack. He was kind of mute. And apparently in Legends, the Emperor, and that's why his lightsaber and all that kind of stuff, they captured his hand and they cloned him. So it could be Luke, Luuk. I think that would be the best if they were like, you were all excited. You guys thought Luke Skywalker saved the day, came in, killed all the Death Troopers. Moff Gideon looks like crap. By the way, that wasn't really Luke Skywalker. That would be a bomb drop. I mean, that would be probably as good as I am your father. It'd be like, you just handed over baby Yoda to the enemy and you didn't even know it. That would be the best. I mean, we haven't had a good cinematic twist in a long time. I mean, can you imagine that? Oh, and maybe what would be really funny, even better, if like the Bad Batch or somebody along those lines is like the only one that knows. Or there's like or Ahsoka is like the only one who knows potentially. Um, and I don't know, it would be just well, actually, she wouldn't have known. Maybe she did. I don't know. Like there's still a lot of unknowns. Maybe it's not possible. Maybe I'm just making this up. But I kind of feel like it would be really hilarious. Like it would be beyond because there were people like fan reactions that were just crying like Luke Skywalker, he's part of the Mandalorian. It's so great. Actually, that was Luke Skywalker's evil twin, and they just handed it over to the Empire. Congratulations. Yeah, it's like he knew exactly what to do. I mean, it's possible. That would destroy Theory, Star Wars Theory, the guy who does all the Star Wars stuff. He's doing a live stream tonight. I'm sure like half the internet's watching him right now. Um, I don't know if he had this theory or not, but he was talking about it a little. I think yeah, he was talking about this. He's like, "What happens if it's not really Luke Skywalker?" Yeah, it would just be the best. All the Luke fanboys thinking, "Oh yeah, Luke Skywalker saved Baby Yoda." Oh no, he's and that could be what, and maybe that was the key to bringing the Emperor back was he needed Grogu. You could just blame So you could blame the Mandalorian for ruining and causing this Exegol thing to keep going. So who knows? But for tonight, it's the Bad Batch. It's all about Bad Batch. It's basically Clone Wars season 8. It's going to be great. Very exciting. Um, and you really can't have enough. You could never get enough Clone Wars. To me, I think it's one of the best platforms out there. I can't believe that Lego is not exploiting the clone community more. Like, are they crazy? I mean, there's people dropping 20, 30, $40 a figure, and they're not willing to do more than just a single battle pack. Seems a little crazy to me. Maybe there'll be a CMF. If they were to do a CMF that is all different clones, holy cow! I think people would like literally lose their mind, and it'd be like in the 80s when there was Cabbage Patch dolls and people started fighting each other in the stores. I think it could be real. You get all the 20 and 30 somethings. But yeah. So anyways, there's a lot of material. I'm also pumped about Book of Boba. And there was rumors that the Obi-Wan series is wrapped. I think that stopped film. That's done filming. So there's so much content coming. Head spinning. Head is spinning. It is a good time to be a Star Wars fan. As long as you like all of the new stuff. I think most people are really down for what they're dropping right now. It is pretty solid. Now we're in the home stretch of this guy. Couple pieces left. And it's an interesting piece. Look at this thing. Just a massive wing and tail. feel like this top is a little big. So it hangs over a little bit. Feels like it's missing pieces. It's like, I don't know. It's almost like a skinny bird. I mean, not bad. I don't know why there's well, I guess it makes sense to have these pieces. Oh, I didn't put them all on. Whoops. No wonder I was missing so many pieces. These new curved pieces are becoming really, really popular. I'm noticing in more and more sets. Actually, the last 2 or 3, I think. Yeah, the last couple sets that I've built, except for the carrot house, which is not white, all of them have had this piece. Tatooine has this piece. That Easter sheep had the piece. This one's got it. I think it's becoming a very popular set because it makes it nice and curved on the sides where you can go on top. Yeah, I mean it's just a poly. It's probably like it's a little bit bigger than like Poe's X-Wing. I had like 3 of those. It'd be nice to get a couple of these to get these pieces. This piece alone is probably worth almost $1. That's not bad. I mean, it looks like the shuttle. Yeah, it's in a lot of the furniture for sure. Also, it's nice to get that's an underbelly one, the inverted curved. That's pretty good to get. Um, getting these in white. You don't see a ton in white. You see other colors. I don't really get these. And always getting wing pieces is good. This one you don't see a ton. Starting to see them more and more. But there we go. The free shuttle folds up nice, just like that. Here we go. That wasn't too bad. less than 35 minutes to build that one on a stream. It had 85 pieces, so I mean it's like a lot of them. I think it's because there's just so many small pieces in here, but most microfighters are between 85 and 105 or somewhere in that range. So it's right there. I feel like I could maybe downsize this a little bit, this fin, or maybe move it back and then set a figure in there would be pretty fun. Be fun to do like a little microfighter on here. I have to figure out a way to get a seat in here. Could probably drop it right here, make this a little bit bigger, and then like drop them right here. I don't know. I just don't know how we do the fin. I'll have to figure that out. All right, so these pieces I'll leave out. These I'll go in my sorting. This is my sorting bin right here. Let me throw that out. My instruction area right there. and I will be right back. All right. All right. So it will be Clone Trooper Battle Pack building time. This thing right here is 9 years old. Actually, probably over that. So it's probably like 10 years old. Really pumped to be building this set, especially in the name of Bad Batch. So it's real exciting to be building this. And I never thought I would actually get my hands on this for less than like $25, $30. So I was glad I got it for a very fair price. So with that, I'm going to crack into this. There's no holding back. We're just going to get it done. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, it's a heck of a deal. I'm really looking forward to this. I almost feel like I shouldn't break the seal on the box, though. I don't know. This box is probably worth so much. This is like a $10 tab break right here. Oh, Bad Batch. In the name of the Bad Batch, it's time to expand my clone army. Oof. Look at that. It smells like the 90s. No, it's actually early 2011, I think is when this one came into play. Here we go. Look at that. Just like straight up bag of figures. See if I can do that. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Just a bag of figures. That is crazy. There's some small pieces for the Bark Speeder. Man, there's like almost no pieces for this Bark Speeder. Just like a single. Yeah, I'll get it. It may not be right away, depending on on whether I have the budget to do so, but I'll for sure be getting it. I'm thinking, I'm just trying to be smart about like using my VIP points, but yeah, I'll definitely. So there we go. That I just lost like $10 cracking into this box. I don't think I'll save it. I don't know. Maybe I'll like take a picture of it like 10 times. I don't know. And it looks like we have a friend. Yep. You talking about the Clone Trooper Battle Pack? Or talking about the leaked images on the Bad Batch shuttle? It'll be interesting to see how everybody's thinking of the Bad Batch shuttle and all the leaks. There's been a lot of inaccuracies to your point, for sure. So it'll be real interesting. So I'll leave this within like sight right there. So that's what we're building. These instructions. Take a look at these. Yeah. Yeah, Hunter. Yep. Yeah, I think there's I know from the leaked images people are like a little on, the shuttle is fairly inaccurate. There's also some inaccuracies with the figures themselves, probably. Lego's really struggled with that. I don't think they always get necessarily the best information from Lucasfilms and Disney. They just kind of give them some concept art, and sometimes it probably, they're like, well, we could take some liberties and So it's not always the most accurate, but at least we're getting it. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, yeah. I'm definitely interested. I'm glad that they at least have helmets. That was the other thing. I mean, I think the internet almost burnt down when everybody was getting leaked images without helmets for the Bad Batch. um, I think it was also interesting that Crosshair, it'll be interesting to see how the storyline plays out with him if he turns on everybody or if they're kind of after him or if, who knows what the plot line is on that. I'm certainly not sure. I'll be pleasantly surprised either way. But here's the instruction booklet for 7913, classic style. Probably would have made it smaller these days. I wonder if this survey still works. This Lego survey. It might. Oh, so at the time they were advertising the Imperial V-Wing and the what does that say? Oh, Battle of Naboo, and then the Bounty Hunter assault gunship. I wish I had the Bounty Hunter assault gunship. This one right here. That would be phenomenal. Yeah, but there really isn't many. I mean, you have to kind of like stare at the trailer to get more information, so it's pretty limited. And then here's kind of the Lego, like, hey, this is how they battle out with them against the Mandalorians. I think my dog's coming down. I've got to let him out, so I will pause momentarily, but I will be right back. I'll let him out. So there you go, buddy. I was actually hoping that it would be a nice night. I could build outside. Be fun. Maybe one night building at the campfire would be fun. But this set only has 85. So think about this. That's the crazy part. The Imperial shuttle had 85 pieces. A lot of them probably were really small. So this is 85 pieces. And it's really a $5 poly bag. And this was 85 pieces, and it was $12.99. But can you imagine if they released this for $12.99 right now? Everybody would freak out. Huge value. But that's just because clones are in high demand. They're just such a fun figure to collect. So colorful. They were just so amazing. They did all the dirty work. I am a fan of the Mandalorians, and so I do want to collect a few more of those as well. I do like Mandalorians. So I'm not, which is really what the clones are from. So it just makes this part of a complex mess. All right, let's crack into these guys. Oh, this is like the old style of instruction too, where they tell you like, be careful of carpet. Don't just dump it everywhere. It actually tells you to separate your brick. There's 85. It's like just all figures. Probably a little unnecessary. Sorry for the plastic rumbling here. Oh, look at this. This clone goodness. Right there. All right, that looks clear. Some of the small pieces. Yeah, The ARC Trooper doesn't have holes in it. Bomb Squad does. Yep. And the other guy, so yeah, he's just he also has holes. Yeah, we almost Spartan was thinking about joining in, but he had a last minute conflict. It would have been fun because he's my resident clone expert. I'm just a fan. I'm slowly building my army. I think even with this, I think I've got like 40, 50 clones, somewhere in that range. So it's not a bad collection. Mostly straight up. I don't really have any clone arming customs. I don't do a ton of decaling. That's like a whole nother level of collecting clones, decaling and clone army customs, and since Lego isn't doing a good job putting on enough of these, everybody has to resort to decaling. Look at these old school faces too. See if it. That. I don't know if it'll probably that. It's crazy. Oh, dog barking. Gotta let him in. Clones will have to wait for one more minute. And I think I'm gonna have to take him all the way upstairs. He's an old guy. It's Pudge. He's almost 15 years old. So it's wet and rainy and nasty outside, so I get to clean him off, and he doesn't like going up the stairs at night. So bear with me. Don't go too crazy in the chat. I will be right back. I'm gonna take him upstairs. Come on, buddy. Okay, I'm back. Dog's been out, so we should be good. Let's see, catch up on the chat real quick. It looks like we're good. So sorry about that. Gotta let the dog out and do his thing. There we go. Oh, this is so cool. So I don't know, like, if he, I mean, he's technically not a named character, but what rank he might hold. That'd be pretty interesting. But man, this is really awesome. Look at that guy right there. Get a better shot with this hand. That There we go. So cool. I wonder how much of the well, so we know is Commander Cody in Bad Batch? So there's definitely a lot of clones. I just wonder how much before they're just like completely wiped out at some point. Man, this figure's so good. This may be one of my top 10 figures. It's just with the like light green, with the sand green. It's just really special. It's good. Whoops, now I'm playing bowling with my clones. I wish I had more of these camo clone guys. They're awesome. All right, so one guy down. Only took me 20 minutes to do one guy. And they're all the same clone face. Yep. Okay. They're not angry, they're just concerned. Oh, Rex, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think he comes out. Supposedly, I think he helps him, right? Like, I don't know. Just wait for the story. It'll be fun. I mean, I love um these helmets, the ARF trooper helmets. These things are, and the detailing in them. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. I can see why so many, young folks from that grew up during the Clone Wars era just love these. It's just, I don't know, there's something about them. It's like, some people may collect miniatures or do different things, but I feel like this is next level. It's just the quality is so good, and then I could see folks wanting to kind of, modifying it based on just, different, more named characters and things like that. So, yeah, this is great. The more I'm building this, the more excited I am. Man, so cool. Whoa, we almost lost a clone head. Wow, I didn't know this was going to be in it too. There's like a harpoon gun in there. Nice big blaster. So there we go. We've got the ARF trooper, also with some sand green, a little bit of the reddish brown in there. Pretty basic back. Didn't have any print on the legs. It's almost like a standard stormtrooper leg. But let me see if I can get him in there. Oh yeah, there's a good shot. Come on. There we go. And then the back is just kind of basic. Like that. Man. I mean, that's gonna send, if Bad Patch is successful, it's gonna send it's got to send the price of the Clone Army customs and some of the other really quality decalers. It's got to drive up the price. You're gonna bring in a whole nother generation of like young people that are into this. I mean, it's spectacular. Spectacular. All right. So it looks like for the bombers, they're exactly the same, or I should say the bomb squad troopers. It's almost like they didn't get the memo to put a full jumpsuit on. It's kind of like a mixture of stormtrooper and pilot suit. I like how it's in that kind of a diamond. It's almost like a heart with like a diamond in there. All right, there we go. Wow, these are so fresh. Dang. This is so good. This makes me want to go buy a bunch of 501st battle packs. Thing is, this was $12. Now it's 30. Lego. Got us. How much money do you think Lego has made on that $30 battle pack? I mean, there's nobody in the prequel area that is not buying those things. At least, good chance. Some people may be strong in not buying it, but okay. This is interesting. They have them do the oppose, so they're kind of like in formation. Kind of like in the military. Here he goes. We'll block him in. Yikes. I'm like terrible tonight. But look at that. Jeez. So good. No printing in the back, but in the front they have nice orange. He's got orange toes, so that's good. There's one more. He's got a standard blaster. There we go. There's the second one. Basically the same thing, just a small blaster instead. I should put these over here. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know if I think my camera's not auto-focusing right now. There we go. This is my bad batch tonight. The troopers now. Let's build them a bark speeder. Oh my gosh, my dog keeps jumping. Yeah, no, it hasn't changed much. Most of the time you see a lot of the small ones. Sometimes you get the big ones. You don't see this rifle very much. I forget the actual name of it. That's pretty rare. Only in certain sets. I think that's the same one, yeah. So yeah, you see a little bit more of this one, a little of that. But you're right. I know a lot of people just buy a bunch of them to change out. You look at that look compared to a stud shooter, and it's like, yeah, no go on the stud shooter. Good for the kids, but you think about it like, okay, so what kids? I mean, I guess some kids are gonna like play with it at like 8, 9, 10, but once you get past like 10, 11 years old, they're probably like, give me the blaster. Like so it doesn't take long before they're like, give me the blaster, not the stud shooter. It would be interesting to see the demographic on stud shooter versus not stud shooter. I mean, I feel like the stud shooter probably is harder to make. Like, I don't get it. It's two pieces. Well, it's three pieces. Okay, so maybe the stud shooter was a genius way to up the part count, because you think about it. you would get 8 additional pieces for four people. So instead of 85 pieces, this would have been 93, and maybe you could have charged $13 or $14. So who knows? It's always a game, but it definitely ups the piece count. All right. We'll continue to bark. I would say for ships and other vehicles, again, I'm not huge into the ships. I like the smaller ones, microfighters especially. But I do like small speeders. I feel like trying to collect as many of them as I can because I just love how different it feels like there's different approaches to many of them. Well, this is kind of good. Um, the I did the craziest speeders that I've done that I've actually built were the Cloud Swoop bikes. So I got those a couple years back. I just did a review on that one. Those are like flying throne rooms. It's so big. They're kind of oversized. But those are really good looking speeder bikes. I would consider those almost too big. The Bark speeder for the 5 at first, I think, is oversized too. I mean, that's just massive. I mean, it's more of a like a hot rod than a true like speeder. But we'll have to compare. I think this one's going to be much more scaled back just based on the basics here. Yeah, I bet you it's like half the size. I'm surprised they wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe it's better to do piece count this way versus I'm really a little bit surprised that Lego oversized. They oversized the mech too on top of it all. Now we're getting the 501st. The clones are all in. I mean, obviously there's nothing special about this build. They basically just tweaked the other design, right? But this is not how this is like twice the size of what it should be. And this being extra sized. So, I mean, you could have put in like a super battle droid, or you could have scaled it back and could have scaled it a ton back and maybe added another figure. At the end of the day, people just want to build their armies. So, I don't know. I'm sure there's reasons. In theory, too, I could understand how for some folks who are major mock builders, there are a ton of good parts in here. So, I don't know. This thing is so big, though. All right. I wonder if Theory has Dave Filoni on his channel tonight. So, Dave, I'd like to tell me about the time that Crosshair goes against the other 4 Bad Batch clones and what occurs? What is your thought process? How do the clones feel? It'd be cool to get right out of the gate in the first scene of Bad Batch. It'd be amazing to get them when they're in that training. Is it Moff Tarkin that comes in and is like, "What's going on with these clones? Like, I'm trying to kill them and they can't do it." And then they start sensing that something's not right. I don't know. I just would love. I don't want to see Jedi getting killed. It's not like we're all like vicious, bloodthirsty, wanting to see Jedi get slaughtered here. But I feel like what occurred kind of got glossed over a little bit, and we could get a little bit more, which would be good. But I'm sure George Lucas at the time was probably really conflicted as far as like, there's probably pressure to keep it PG, PG or PG-13 or whatever. Instead of all the kids watching their favorite like lightsaber battles, and then all of a sudden all the Jedi get slaughtered. It's like, and then explaining how Anakin just went and murdered a bunch of kids. It's kind of like, well, he was kind of annoying, and now he's a murderer. It'd be interesting to see if they talk through if any who was actually at the Jedi Temple, because obviously there's some pretty major battles that occurred before the kids got slaughtered. There's that one girl, I forget her name. Excuse me. Yeah, I forget the. Yeah, blame Qui-Gon for everything. Well, it's funny because him and Mace were onto it, and like Yoda kept running around. Cloudy our future is like, yeah, dude. I mean, it. Well, I mean, I guess you when you have such a powerful enemy manipulating everything, there's not a lot you could do. I guess it just goes with the territory. All right, we have some makings of the bark, and it is currently like an inch and a half, almost 2 inches smaller than the other. Yeah, yeah, it's really too bad. Qui-Gon was like really the turning point of the whole thing. Like I think if Qui-Gon would have beaten Maul, which obviously would have ruined the story forever because Maul needs to take on and be, the leader of Crimson Dawn and all this stuff. It would have been better if he would have gotten like knocked down the chute and lived or something. But like with Qui-Gon, if he would have stayed, he seemed to be one of the few that could kind of like get a sense of what was going on, although he was kind of stupid too. Like, hey, this kid seems like really important. Like, yeah. And they didn't necessarily show it, but supposedly there were other agents and everybody knew this kid was the man. So I don't know, like if they're so tuned to the force, wouldn't you, I don't know. Maybe it's just difficult. It's not always straightforward. straightforward and easy, but makes you wonder. Like he was strong enough to kind of hold up, maybe a little bit. It's hard to say. I was really disappointed in Mace Windu. I mean, you know what's going to happen with Mace. You know he's coming back at some point. And I kind of, when it all happened, I was like, it was kind of a Boba Fett moment where you're like, okay, did he really just like in the name of the Jedi, we're arresting you and like saying all this stuff, and you're like, really just kind of the scene itself was kind of bad. Now Samuel Jackson did a really good job with Mace Windu, but the writing was kind of got a little weak there, I thought. And then the fact that because you saw it when like Yoda went flying and stuff like that, you know, that he could kind of, you know, and Jedi have fallen before, and then they do the whole like, you know, force land. So maybe he just got like sucked out, and then like who knows if like his buddy grabbed him or something happened. Like it felt very unresolved even when it happened. So I don't think bringing him back is like, oh my gosh, they keep just bringing back characters. It kind of felt like they didn't really go into what happened to anybody. So how would you know? And there's such a massive gap between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. The only thing that kind of semi-bridged it a little bit was Solo and Rogue One. Is the only thing that kind of like bridged it from different viewpoints. Rogue One being like very much like right into A New Hope, and then Solo was, you know, I don't even like maybe right after, because Darth Vader was probably recovering while that was going on during Solo, I think. I don't know. Can't keep track of it all. Actually, it was more in the middle. I'm losing my mind. I can't remember. Maybe I'll probably in the chat be like, come on, don't you remember? It was exactly 3 years and 10 days. Some of the timelines do get a little messed up. All right, so we flipped it over just to put kind of a landing thing on here. So now this doesn't seem right. It says to do it. All right. Nope, it's not right. What did I miss? Darn it. I don't think I was paying attention. Okay, so this is like this. This had 4 spaces. So that's right. Maybe I screwed this up. 1, 2. Oh yeah, okay, so this gets on here. Then we go on here. Hmm. Oh, so this goes, okay, got it. All right, so I was screwing it up. And I'll blame Quagga and Jin for my mistake there. And then he would get in the kneeling position and just meditate. He would say, I don't have a very high midichlorian count. I am not a master builder. So it's kind of now the front of the bark speeder. I kind of like this one already. They do use, look at the difference in technique. They use the same piece here, but then they use a little bit of a middle to kind of give it like a little depth. And then they kind of add on like a roof piece. So this is a little bit nubbier. So it's interesting. I like how these have where you just have to look it over. They don't be like point here. They're like, just do it. Do as your emperor has told you. He has foreseen this. He has foreseen Disney Plus coming out with amazing content multiple times per year. I wonder how many seasons The Bad Batch will go. It'd be really good to get like just two seasons would be good. Or maybe they just live forever. Maybe half of them end up on Endor and Hoth and all that. It'd be hilarious if half of them were battling with like the rebels forever. They're just like, it was a retired fighting force that they're running with. This is pretty nice work how they have the single stud plates all on a line here, kind of make it extra curvy. So now you've got the curve here. You've got the curve there, so it's very in a line. It's pretty neat. All right, so now we have to build this fin. I think everybody's rocking Theory's Theory stream tonight. Or people are all sleeping right now. Preparing for the Bad Batch. You know, if it's anything like Rebels, or if it's anything like season 6 or 7 of the Clone Wars, dear God. And what the heck is Lego doing not building sets for season 7 of the Clone Wars? Like, my God. I'm not even, I did not even grow up in the Clone Wars. I grew up in the trilogy era. After watching the Clone Wars series, I'm almost liking the prequels better than the, well, okay, so you'll never do better than the trilogy. But I was putting the last sequel or the last trilogy ahead of the prequels, but I'm really starting to kind of believe that Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, and even to an extent Phantom Menace, were actually better. Force Awakens kind of started off on the right foot. It was very different. And it kind of got back to the character building and kind of had us on the path. Just kind of fell short a little bit. I don't know why, but we can blame Qui-Gon Jinn. That's what we're gonna do. Everything is his fault. Even if I misplace a piece, blame Qui-Gon. If you make a mistake, blame Qui-Gon. He should have known better. He should have left that kid on Tatooine. Because then he would have been there to protect his mother from apparently the evil Tusken Raiders. Even though all they really care about is hunting Kratjargans, apparently. Okay. So now we've got 2 exhausts. Wondering how those are. Oh, those are in the back. Excuse me. Please. Oh, okay, cool. Oh no. Oh, okay. So and there we go. That was a good use of Technic right there. Awesome. Can't believe we're an hour and a half in. We will be wrapping up momentarily with another, honestly, dream Star Wars build. Clone Troopers Battle Pack, which is an ARF Trooper, Clone Trooper, and 2 Bomb Squad. It really would be nice to get a couple of these. These are definitely on the market. Like, good luck trying to get these for less than $25 used. Probably pay $30 in good condition. If it's a little bit poorer condition, you're probably like $15, $20. I've seen people sell these for $20, but it's definitely used at that point. You're not getting it out of the box like this. Out of the box, you're looking in the 30s to almost 50 for these. That's some pretty good return. So if somebody, think about it, I don't know if they had VIP back then, but if they would have had a sale for like even like 10 or 20% off, for like $10, and now it's selling for 50. Oh, that's like nearly a 5x return on investment in 10 years. So if somebody, even with compounding interest, that'd be hard to pull off. So but how often do you hit these kind of sets that are this good? Like, for every one of these, there's a pooper set. Well, you could say just about every set is higher value from this era, but then there's this set with Jar Jar Binks, and you're like, you know what? Nobody's buying. Except apparently M&R Productions, because, he likes Jar Jar. I will say, I'm trying to think if Clone Wars season changed my mind on Jar Jar. It really didn't much. I kind of found them, like, the episodes where Jar Jar Binks was kind of like crossing over as like really important with like him and R2. I found myself almost wanting to fast forward through those spots because it's like, no. We're just not going there. A klutzy Gungan. Like, get out of here. Like, I almost don't even care if that's really what happened. I just don't want to see it. And again, this is all Qui-Gon's fault for running into him. If he wouldn't have run into him, we wouldn't have had Jar Jar Binks. Without Jar Jar Binks, maybe the Emperor doesn't know what's going on because I think Jar Jar was just telling him everything he wanted to hear. Again, Qui-Gon Jinn's fault. Should have just let him. Should have just let the Gungans take care of Jar Jar when they had the chance. So, welcome everybody that's joining. I am on the last legs. I've built up my little bomber squad, clone trooper, ARF trooper, battle pack here, and I'm finishing up the bark speeder, which I can't. It's like staggering the difference between the 501st. I mean, look at that. It's not even close. Basically half the size. Definitely, like in terms of length, a good solid almost 2 inches, and it's just not as thick anywhere. All right, I gotta keep plugging away, keep getting this rolling. Misa thinks so. Yeah. Misa think the Bad Batch is gonna be better than yeah. I mean, the Ewoks are so much better than the than Jar Jar. At least they're murderous. I mean, those little buggers cook you up for dinner. You know? Look at that. These are so it's side skis to kind of give it that look. Like there's probably a better angle on the big ones there. Give it a little bit more like width. It's looking like we're done. Okay, so the harpoons. These harpoon guns go upside down. Oh, okay. So then they don't really. Oh, I just missed a step. That's all. Okay, so these are the little handlebars, right? I should say right there. So this right here, little handlebars going on. Those look pretty nice. Kind of interferes with the. It's kind of different. All right. So in the picture, looks like Mr. Clone Trooper himself gets on here. He's gonna go for a ride. I really don't want to touch him too much, like mess him up or anything. I'm like afraid. Because it's such a good figure. Don't mess with the crispiness. Oh yeah, look at that. He's on his ride, pimping his bark speeder. Boom. This is like one of the perfect size builds too. Like you don't need much more than this. I wonder. Oh, I was looking at the other day. I think this is a snow speeder. Or like I forget which set. I have to look it back up. But like this is even more of a speeder. The bark's a fuller build, but even this thing is pretty sweet. Like this would be kind of a scout trooper one. Just real simple. It's even more simple than a scout trooper build. I think this one was from like the Imperial Battle Pack, if I remember right. Snow Trooper was on that. And then this is the missile station that they had. So gotta organize it. Yeah, I really like it. There's not a ton of detailing, but it's just enough. I like how they've got the, you know, in here kind of a little plain from the bottom. Like they could have curved it out. They probably could have done a reverse one just to kind of like, but maybe they wanted to make it thinner in the middle, so they just kind of left it. But it does kind of look a little blocky like that. But it also kind of looks a little bit more real in a way. I don't really get these harpoons. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. The handlebars are really good. So that's pretty solid. And boy, you really don't get a whole lot of extra pieces. So thankfully I wasn't missing any. There's only one arm piece extra. That's all I got. The shuttle only had, I think it had more than this. This is just the ones that I saved. But nowadays they seem to include a little bit more. Let's see, let's just double check. Yep, that's it. That is all she wrote on 7913 Clone Trooper Battle Pack. Really like that. That white and green. Probably, I wonder if I should probably recolor this with like a sand green to match with maybe a little black. I think I'm going to have to recolor this because I did get actually in the Pick-a-Brick Cup or they had a lot of sand green stuff. So I'm thinking I could recolor this because this is the more of a Kelly green that's in here. It's probably hard to see because of the light, but I could go with a little bit more of a sand green. It might be a little truer. Huh. And then maybe go black in certain areas to kind of like maybe make it a little bit more imperial looking. Huh. I'll have to see. I still can't get over how much bigger this thing is. And then you look at like the swoop bikes. Let's see if I still have those. Oh yeah, I do. Holy cow. This is the swoop bike. Look how big with that fin. This whole thing, like their stealing column is really like legit. This one's kind of jammed together a little bit. But like, look at the difference. This one, this wow, the bark speeder from the 501st is actually bigger. It's the same size as the swoop bike. The swoop bike still feels like it's like a real motorcycle. It's such a good job with this. The other one's even bigger. It is here. Hopefully I don't knock everything off my shelves. Look how, I mean, this thing is a monster right there. So, wow. Okay, so this one's actually a little bit bigger. Like that. See, it's longer, and the engines are so thick on this one. So it's interesting. The scaling is definitely an issue. This is a monster. I really still can't believe that Cloud Swoop Bike, how underrated that set was. It's pretty amazing. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I am just like, I'm over the moon building these guys. It has been a heck of a road before I built this thing. I think I'm gonna leave him on the speeder. I think I'm gonna put him up on my my little shelf here that I need to clear out. At some point, I'm gonna clear this shelf out. So don't know what I'm gonna do with some of the different builds. I don't think I'm gonna scrap them, but I may scrap the tank. I don't know. We'll see what I want to do with the tank. All right, he's gonna have to go here. I'll temporarily put these guys up here. You know what? I don't want them getting sun damaged. So I think I'll put them back here in the shade for right now until I build a section where I can really house my clones. And there's always the Bad Batch that are going to be coming, so I have to keep my... Oh, I wonder when that one's going to really drop. Supposedly June. Eventually, I should probably get rid of this. This is Brickatech City. Didn't score high enough to keep it. But want to thank everybody who jumped on. For those, boy, if you make it this far on the replay, you're either crazy, definitely appreciate it, or you're just such a huge Clone Wars slash Bad Batch slash love expanding your army that to listen to me just kind of yap for almost 2 hours. Didn't quite make 2 hours, but I want to thank Andy from Slippery Bricks. Thanks Clips Films, Melbourne, for jumping in, and I think I saw a couple other folks kind of pop their eyes in a couple times here and there. So thank you so much. There's so much going on. I think I'm dropping a video every day this week. I've done a few shorts, which I've just played around with them. They're not really great. I'm pretty terrible at making any video, but I did some shorts and they're getting like thousands of views, or at least hundreds of views, which is pretty funny. And again, I built this set because I'm over 50 viewers, so I'm real excited. Thanks, Andy, for the support, watching me all the time. You're the best. Definitely keep up the good work with your content. If you haven't, anybody who's still watching the replay, make sure to follow Slippery Bricks. He comes up with fun mocks and building. He's really similar to what I do, so I really appreciate him jumping in, and just love of building all things Lego, whether it's Star Wars or not. So with that, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you so much. stay tuned. We've got Microfighter Monday. I did already this week. I dropped that video, so make sure to watch that one. And again, like I said, I'll be dropping videos all week. They won't stop because may the fourth be with me. So enjoy the Bad Batch show. Thank you, and we will signing off. Before I sign off, let me say thanks. There we go. Signing out officially this time.